GameStop. The good, the bad, the ugly. Stay tuned. What's good, everybody? Dorsey Made Gaming here, and today I am, yes, throwing my head into the ring to discuss GameStop. Now, before I do start this video, if you think I'm going to get on here and just bash GameStop, you're not in the right place. I'm not here to bash GameStop. I'm here to speak some truths from my personal experience from working at GameStop. As most of y'all know, I did used to work at GameStop. I no longer work at GameStop, and it's not GameStop's fault. It's mine because of a loss prevention violation on my part. I did a return, and I got in trouble for it. I got fired for it. Yes, I did. It's okay for the customers to do returns, but for employees, we can't do returns ourselves. We have to have somebody else do it for us. And I did it myself and was fired for it. So it's out there. Um, but since I'm no longer employed with them, I wanted to. I guess I could finally talk about stuff that I see that GameStop can do better. That things that they don't do so well. It's actually just an improvement video. And to get out some truths that people need to know about GameStop that people are out there talking that's not exactly true. Okay. The biggest thing, okay, this we want to get this out the way is trades. A lot of people are unhappy about trades at GameStop. And I can understand that. I've actually seen customers come in. For Honor, for instance, came out and it seemed like a really hyped up game. And when people bought it, they didn't like it. That was one of the most returned games of that time. You know, that time frame between For Honor, Neo, Horizon, and Ghost Recon Wildlands. That game was the most returned game. And when people would come in and ask us about it, I had to tell them, like, this is one of the most returned games. I said, it's really up to you. And you know how they get on us, people talk, well, all y'all do is push pre-owned. At our particular store, we didn't. We gave the customer what they wanted, and it worked out very well. We had a very successful store. I was the assistant manager there. Now, for in that instance, if there is a game that is returned a lot, eh, if we have it pre-owned, I'll tell them, hey, because they'll bring you a new copy, the one that they want. I'll tell them, look, we've had this game returned a lot. Would you like to try it pre-owned? If you like it, bring it back within 7 days and just, pay the difference for a new copy, That way they have a chance to try the game. And if they like it, then they can buy the new copy, but then they're not out of money if they don't like it, because with new copies, you can't return them. You can only trade them in. So that's how we would work, our pre-owns. Like we would utilize it as a trial basis kind of thing. And then two, for a way to save people money, because in some instances the pre-owned would be $10 less. And some people want to save $10. Some people didn't. But with that being said, as far as trade-ins, so you spent 60 something bucks on this game and you go to trade it in. And if you're a pro member, you get like 27 bucks store credit. If not, it's like 25. It's less, it's always less than half of what you paid. So, in that regard, I could understand people being upset. And I know people aren't asking for like 80 or 90% of what they paid, but maybe instead of 20 bucks, you give them like 35 bucks. I think that would be a fair trade-in value. Now, for people that say that, well, GameStop takes it for 20 and sells it for 50 and it's 100% profit. It's not 100% profit. Trades are not 100% profit for GameStop. When we sell pre-owned games, it's not. Like I said, I was assistant manager there. I've worked with the P&L, that's the profit and loss, and it's not 100%. GameStop does not make 100% off of pre-owned games. I think it's around the 50-ish percentile or somewhere in that nature. I was even surprised when I found out it wasn't 100%. I was like, I thought it was 100%. Like, no, it's not 100%. Now, what they do make 100% profit of, or at least in the high 90 percentile, is what they call GPGs. GPGs are warranties that they put on the games. They can range anywhere from $1 to $3, depending on the price of the game. Now, is it worth it To me, yes, I get GPGs on all my games simply because if it ever gets broken or scratched or cracked or anything like that, I take it home. Doesn't work. Yeah, I could just bring it back up there and I'll get another one as opposed to paying more money for a game. Now, when you're buying a $2 game, that's probably not, I could understand not getting one for that, but like I get a lot of brand new games. So if I get a brand new game and I know I'm going to have it for a while, I would like to have that investment protected, especially if I'm getting the season pass. So to me, it's worth it. To some people, no, but a lot of people don't know what it does, so they don't get it. But what it does, it protects your game for a year. Now at our location, we was doing it indefinitely. I don't know. I guess it's really up to the district manager how they want to do that, but um, it's at least for a year, in which the majority of games that we play they last for a year because they come out with another one a year later. Just depends. But for $3 to protect that, I mean that's pretty cool. Now, and me, I take care of my games, but I also the type of person to understand that accidents do happen. So yeah, GPGs they make almost 100% on trade-ins. I mean, pre-owned sales they don't. They really don't. I wish I had a profit and loss sheet here at the house. I would show you, but I don't. But they don't. Just take my word from it for it. You know what I'm saying? So, um, and the whole circle of life thing, it didn't go away. It didn't go away. What they did was added another metric called sales. And what the sales does, it basically helps people that struggle with meeting metrics to have a better circle of life score. So it's not as much pressure on them. So it went from GameStop used to look at each individual person. Now they look at the store in entirety, which they used to do that anyway, but it's really weird. So whenever they look at the entire store and they see the scores, the store, how the store is doing, if the store's not doing well, you still have to go in and look at the individual. And I remember talking with my manager about that. And it's like, it's kind of the same thing. It's just reworded. If the store's doing bad, you're still going to go and find that employee that's not doing well and coach them up and things of that nature. So did the circle of life go away? No, it didn't. They just added sales as a metric to boost up the stats of people who aren't doing as well. But you still have to talk and coach those people who aren't doing well. And I'm not going to lie, for some people, there is a ton of pressure on that because they are afraid that they will lose hours or they will lose their jobs. But, my thing is at the end of the day, it's retail. You're there to sell. That's what you're there for. It's retail. It's not McDonald's. It's not fast food. People aren't coming, you make your money off of purchases and sales, but you are there to drive sales of the reservations of pro cards, so it comes with the territory. That's kind of like being a delivery man and getting mad because you didn't get a tip. Well, you signed up to be a delivery man. There's a chance of you not getting a tip. um, I could understand that. But like I said, it really didn't go away. The circle of life is still there. The circle of life is still alive and well. Now, as far as the pro memberships, you look at Best Buy has a gamer club. And if I was to compare the two, I would say that the gamer club is better than well, I don't know. I don't know really. There's pros and cons to both. The one that stands out to me the most about the Best Buy's Gamer Club, is that you get 20% off of new purchases. However, that's only on 3 purchases per console a year. So with me having the PlayStation 4 Pro, I can only do 3 purchases. I can only have 3 purchases to where I would get a new game 20% off, which isn't bad because it's not like there's 17 games. There's 3 games that I'm always looking forward to a year. Now there's a lot of new games this year that I'm really looking forward to. So you would just have to see which 3 you would want to get that 20% off of. GameStop doesn't have that. Could they implement that? I don't see them implementing that simply because GameStop only does games and merchandise, which they're doing the Think Geek stuff and collectibles and stuff like that. Whereas Best Buy does a buttload of stuff, so they can afford to take a little bit of loss on that new game, on what they would have made from that new game sale or something of that nature. Whereas GameStop can't do that because, like I said, they only make about 5% on new purchases, new game purchases. So I don't ever see them doing that. One thing that I like about GameStop is they do have what's called a pro day. And if you're a pro member, basically it's a sale where, a bunch of stuff is on sale in the store and it's only exclusive to pro members. Also, they'll do like a buy one, get one free, or buy two pre-owned, get one free. Like they actually do stuff other than what the base foundation of the pro card does, which from Best Buy and GameStop, they do the exact same thing, except Best Buy gives you that 20% off of 3 games in a year on one console for theirs. But GameStop has those pro cards. We did early access to Black Friday. So I don't know which one is better. It really depends on, to me, I can save more money with the pro card. I'm not saying that because I used to work at GameStop. I had a pro card before I ever started working there, so that's no deal. And when I was working there, I still had to pay for it. So, but for those of y'all that don't have a pro card, man, if you buying games, get you one, because not only that, but as far as trade-ins, it gets you more, 10% more at least. And then whenever they run like a 30% special, you may get an extra 10, 20%. So it pays off. Um, it's not a bad place to work. I really loved my job. I really, really loved my job. When I lost my job, I literally like begged them for my job back. And it wasn't about the money. I'm gonna tell y'all something. I've always said this. If you ever find a job that you love, you'll never work another day in your life. And that's how I felt with GameStop. I really, really loved it. I loved working there. I looked forward to coming to work because the people I worked with were really cool. I had a really cool district manager, store manager, me being an assistant, the people under me, the customers. You get some butt heads every now and then, but that's with anything. I really feel like some people have a bad experience working at GameStop whenever they have a bad assistant, a bad district manager, or a bad store manager, because management can sour up a work experience. That is the truth. Um, but like I said, I enjoyed it. And before I even started working there, I told them of my concerns that I heard on the internet and stuff. And those were legitimate concerns, but they assured me that's not the case at that location. And it really wasn't. It really wasn't. Now, for the big thing, is GameStop going away? Mm, I don't think so. The reason why I say that is because, yeah, they were closing stores, but what the media failed to report is that is GameStop's normal operating procedures. Okay, so for whoever ran GameStop prior to whoever's running it now, Paul Reigns, they opened up GameStops on every corner, and sometimes two on the corner. You see what I'm saying? Like if you're down here, I'm in the Dallas, Texarkana area. So it's like down here, man, you got Family Dollars and Dollar Generals on every corner. Well, GameStop did that. And when you did that, like in our town, it's probably like 80,000 people, 60,000 on one side, 30 some thousand on the other side, or whatever. There was 4 GameStops in this small area. Too many. And when you do that, you pull away business from each other. And so when the new people took over, they saw that and they said, you know what, we need to start periodically closing these stores down and opening them up in more sparse locations. And that's exactly what they're doing. They even sent the email to us letting us know this. That they Hey guys, we went over this in our sales meetings. We went over this in our manager meetings. We know that this is what we're doing. We know this. And so what they were doing was closing down less profitable stores so that the other stores could, grow, and they would move those people to other locations. I don't think those people actually just lost their job outright. If they did, hey, I'm wrong. I'm sorry. But that was GameStop's plan, is to take away some of these stores and open them up in different locations and stuff like that. So when people say, oh, GameStop's closing 150 stores, yeah, how many stores are they opening though? So because they're constantly opening stores every year. It's not like they're just closing stores and stuff like that. Now, did their stock drop? Yes. Everybody's stock dropped. It's business. It's a stock market. Nobody's stock steadily rises. Now, I'm going to tell you something. It's going to be real interesting to see what their stock is going to be at the end of this year. Reason why is because look at the games coming out. GameStop stock goes off of the games. Call of Duty was a complete flop last year. This year, it could be potentially great, especially with games like Destiny, God of War, Madden, 2K, NBA Live coming back. GameStop stock is going to be pretty high, especially if they can give some pretty good pre-order incentives like they did with Madden and playing it 3 days early. So, I mean, all in all, y'all, that's all I have for now. If you want to know any questions, I'm free to talk about it. I'll be happy to do videos about it. I will start another playlist, a little section. about GameStop. But all in all, y'all, those are some little bit of truths and little bit of misconceptions that people think about GameStop. If y'all, like I said, if y'all got any questions or anything like that, feel free to holler at me. Feel free to comment down below on what questions you have, and I can answer them for you. So till next time, y'all, and God bless.